Do you like anime? I like anime. Do you want to watch more anime? Of course you do. Would you like some suggestions on anime to watch? Hell if I know, but that's what you're gonna get. And yes, I know I'm putting out a 2018 list in the back half of 2019, but in my defense, I didn't even think of this idea until recently. Anyway, 2018 was a really damn good year for anime, wasn't it? Lots of incredible shows that were good in a lot of different ways. There was something for everyone. But with so many good shows airing so close to each other, not every one of them got the attention it deserved. That's why I'm here. I've got 10 shows from 2018 that all flew somewhere from a little to a lot under the radar. They all deserve some more love, so if you're looking to catch up on all the anime you missed in 2018, this is a good place to start. Also, quick note, I myself haven't watched all the anime I want to watch from 2018 yet, so it's possible there are other overlooked gems that should be on this list too. I still need to watch Tadakun Never Falls in Love, Hisune and Masotan, Review Starlight, Banana Fish, Run with the Wind, and Golden Kamui, so they're not going to be on this list. Sorry. Number 1. A Place Further Than the Universe. Okay, if you've heard of any anime on this list before, it's probably this one. Even in a winter season stacked with huge conversation pieces like Violet Evergarden, Darling in the Franxx, and Devilman Crybaby, this Madhouse original about 4 cute girls trying to go to Antarctica was the one show that no one would shut up about. And with good reason, it really was that amazing. Top-tier work from everyone on the production team, great voice acting, a fantastic script from anime god Juki Hanada, stellar direction from Atsuso Ishizuka, all working together to create the most inspiring adventure of the year. The rare follow your dream story that actually makes the act of following your dreams feel as terrifying and cathartic as it really is. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you might even finally start working on that project you kept telling yourself you were going to get to one of these days but never did. It might not be as overlooked as some of the other shows on this list, but that's no excuse not to check out one of the flat-out best anime of 2018. Number 2. Bloom Into You. From one Juki Hanada script to another, chances are you missed this one because it got exclusively scooped up by High Dive, but it's worth tracking down because this is hands down the best slow-burn romance anime we've had in a while. Bloom Into You paints a beautifully nuanced portrait of 2 girls slowly prying each other out of their shells, exploring what it's like to fall in love in a world where your love falls outside society's understanding of romance. Add to that some powerful atmospheric direction, and you've got yourselves the recipe for a show that slowly creeps into your heart, until it feels like it was always there. Number 3. Cardcaptor Sakura, Clear Card. Cardcaptor Sakura's back! And nobody's talking about it. One of the best kids shows of all time got a sequel after 18 years and nobody paid attention. Shame on all of you. Well, to be fair, Clear Card isn't as good as the original show. Its aesthetics are less impressive and it overall feels like a weaker production. But it's still Cardcaptor Sakura! It's still all the same characters, up to all the same tricks, and gosh darn it, it's still so freaking wholesome! Look, if you haven't watched Cardcaptor Sakura yet, fix that now. I watched it for the first time as a 20-year-old man-child, and it still ended up one of my favorite anime of all time. If you have watched it, then Clear Card is the perfect thing to tickle that nostalgic sweet tooth. Number 4. Happy Sugar Life. There is no way Happy Sugar Life should have worked. An edgy thriller where the protagonist is a lesbian pedophile protecting her prepubescent girlfriend from rapists and abusers, this should have been an Elfen Lied level disaster. And yet, against all odds, thanks to sympathetic character writing and some genuinely shocking plot swerves, Happy Sugar Life manages to find the reality in its unreal scenario, weaving a compelling tale of broken people trying to put themselves back together by tearing everybody else apart. I'm still not sure how much of it actually makes sense, but it's a fascinating effort all the same. Plus, it's one of the few horror anime that actually manages to be legitimately terrifying, and that makes it worth at least a look. Number 5. Hina Matsuri. Do you like Gintama? I love Gintama. Gintama's my favorite anime of all time, and Hina Matsuri comes the closest to capturing Gintama's particular charm than any other anime I've seen. Hell, the central relationship is pretty much Gintoki and Kagura's father-daughter dynamic all over again, and it's wonderful. So, if you enjoy Gintama at all, this should be right up your alley. If you haven't watched Gintama, and thus don't get my reference point here, Hina Matsuri is a deadpan comedy about psychic alien girls who get adopted by various families throughout Tokyo's seedy underbelly, exploring how your environment shapes the person you become. It's hilarious and heartwarming in equal measure, with some of the funniest comedic faces you're bound to see all year. Don't miss out on this one, it's great. Number 6. Iroduku, The World in Colors. I am a slut for high-concept teen melodrama, which puts Dooku right up my alley. A story about a depressed teenage witch from the future who travels back to the present to meet her then-teenage grandmother. This is genuinely one of the best examples of magical realism I've ever seen. Its magic feels truly real, and its reality feels truly magical. With thoughtful, down-to-earth character writing that sells the believability of its cast, a gorgeous rainbow-stained glass color palette, and magical concepts incorporated so seamlessly into an otherwise grounded depiction of reality it's almost insulting. Plus, it's got a deeply resonant story about overcoming trauma, growing into your own skin, and learning to see the world in all its beautiful colors. Bring some tissues. Chances are you're gonna need them. Number 7. Planet With. So, you know how Gurren Lagann took your typical 50-episode super robot show and condensed it to just about half that length? Well, condense it by half again, and you've got a pretty good idea of what to expect from Planet With. It tells the story of a war between two factions of an alien race, and an ordinary boy caught up in the conflict, struggling between what he wants from life, what's being asked of him, and what's already been taken from him. It's a sensitive exploration of the nature of humanity, and how one person's journey can grow vast enough to change the entire world. And it's also got giant exploding teddy bears of doom and derpy cats who gobble up people before transforming into giant mecha suits because, yeah, this show is weird. But don't be fooled by the surface-level surrealism or bizarre CG robots. Planet With actually packs one hell of an emotional wallop. Number 8. Skilled teaser Takagi Son. As of me writing these words, the second season of Takagi Son is still airing, so you have no excuse not to catch up on Season 1 if you missed it the first time. Honestly, I'm amazed I didn't end up hating this show. It's a rom-com where the only real gimmick is that the guy gets mercilessly teased by the girl despite all his best efforts to fight back. And by all rights, that should have been one of the most cringe-inducing nightmares of all time. And yet, Takagi-san somehow ends up being one of the sweetest, most adorable snapshots of young love I've ever seen. Maybe it's how much fun both of these dorks are clearly having trying to outsmart each other, but it never comes off as mean-spirited or cruel. It's just a simple, wholesome tale of a girl who likes a guy and shows that affection by making his life a living hell. Plus, it's got two fabulous performances from Rie Takahashi and Yuki Kaji as the leads, and they're having so much fun it's impossible not to get swept up in their charm. Number 9. Skullface bookseller Honda-san. Based on an autobiographical manga, Skullface bookseller Honda-san offers an inside peek at the daily lives of the employees of a massive Japanese bookstore that, for copyright purposes, is totally not Kadokawa. To protect his co-workers' identities, the original author replaced all their faces with some bizarre gimmick to identify them, ranging from helmets to jack-o'-lanterns to plague doctor masks to the titular skull-faced Honda himself. What follows is a slice-of-life exploration of the daily realities of bookstore work, stacking the shelves, dealing with unusual customers from around the world, attending soul-crushing mandated employee seminars, and all of it incredibly funny thanks to strong comedic timing and fantastic vocal performances. There's nothing life-changing in here, but it's a highly relatable romp that will be very familiar to anyone who's ever worked in retail. Plus, at just 12 minutes an episode, it won't take up too much of your time. I'm pretty sure you can binge the whole thing in less than 2.5 hours, so that's fun. Number 10. Yudo Camp. It's been a long time since I've gone camping, but Yudo Camp almost makes me want to pick it back up. This is by far the comfiest show of 2018, exploring the ins and outs of winter camping in about as laid-back a manner as you could possibly imagine. It's the animated equivalent of snuggling up next to the fire with a thick blanket and a mug of hot chocolate. Soothing to the max. Plus, it's got a really fun cast of characters, and even a thoughtful message about the benefits of doing the things you love both on your own and with people whose company you enjoy, which isn't something you see every day. Bottom line, Yudo Camp is good for the soul, and if your life's in a particularly rough place right now, this show might just be the cleanser you need. Also, the OP is an absolute banger. And there we go. That's 10 overlooked anime from 2018 that I think you should check out. Agree? Disagree? Are there shows from 2018 that you think were unfairly overlooked and deserve more attention? Sound off in the comments below, let me know if you want to see more anime videos from me, and have a wonderful rest of your day.